Hello, everybody. Hi, everyone. How are you doing? We're a few minutes late because we are carrying out away with our conversations. We chat a lot, so thank you so much. However, giving everyone a chance to get together and get in and join in. This conversation is live stream on my YouTube channel, on Facebook, and also on LinkedIn as well. Welcome all LinkedIn friends. You're joining us today. We appreciate you being here. All right. Good morning, Michael. Good afternoon, Michael. It's actually afternoon now for both you and I.
Yes, it is.
Hi, everybody. Today is Monday, September 18th. As everyone who have been following our conversations, we have been doing that for a while, and we are always on Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And so today, Monday, September 18th, 2023. My name is Julie Nguyen. I'm coming to you from California, and my dear friend Michael William Aim, he is coming from Canada. So let's have Michael say hello to everyone, and then we'll start our discussion today.
Hello, everyone. Happy Monday to you. I trust everyone is doing well. Trust everyone is keeping safe because we got a lot of work to do.
Yes, we do. We have a lot of fun work to do, and it's exciting. And that's why we call today's chat is always good news. As we all know, for many of us, have been following and have been traveling together in this journey of ONPASSIVE. We are excited to be here, and we are excited every time when we get together. We always have good news, and if you have been in the meeting with our CEO the other day or past weekend, there's lots of good news going on. So we wanted to bring those good news back, those always good news back, and we want to bring in on discuss today. Michael, what do you have in mind that you would like to get started?
Well, always good news. It's always good news when you win, Julie. That is always good news, And so, in the land of on passive, we just keep winning, And so, people have a choice in life, right? And unpassive is no different in that it's a choice. It really is a choice. This is the only time in a business where you actually get to choose whether you win or lose. Like it's your choice, right? And I would think that people would want to win, right? So one of the good news in on passive is that all of us who are in, right? You have to be in. All of us who are in will win, And so that is good news because there's nothing like winning as far as I'm concerned, right? If it's a choice between whether I'm going to lose or I'm going to win, I think I'm going to, I want to be on the winning side, right? And so especially when it comes to your finances, there's too much chaos out there, too much turmoil, too many people that are hurting, financially, right? And so it's a good news. It's a good news that we are in this business that actually cares for us and want to see us succeed and is doing everything possible to ensure our success. And all we have to do is what? Just make sure we're in. Like it really is that simple. No need to complicate it. It's not a complicated business. It's a very, very simple business. Yes, there's a lot that goes on. There's a lot that has brought us to where we are now. But the fact is, it's always good news.
Absolutely. And good news is you have to be in that news. You have to be in to win it. The winning for me, Michael, is it's listening to the vision and the heartfelt message of our CEO, Mr. Ash Mufarah, how he wanted to build this journey, this on passive around around the vision of lifting up humanity. And as I was traveling on this journey together in 2019, I still didn't register to me. It didn't register to me the fact that it is so big and so wide, where I stuck around observing. And as I am observing the development of OnPassive, the visions that come into live, um, I've always seen good news. I've always seen good news coming on every single time when he comes on, or every time when we're getting together, I connecting the good news together. And in order for me to, I always joking with people around me that I have selective hearing. I only hear what I need to hear, right? I think there's a pro and cons to it, but in my end, in my side, I've always wanted to focusing my hearing toward the good news, because when you hear the good news, you see it is good. Because when you come to some of these meetings, you have to put your expectation aside. You can't bring your own expectation to a meeting or to where you're accepting the news. And when you don't put your expectation in front, you get to see clear of what this news that you're receiving is about. And to me, it has always been good news. It has always been, because I literally, putting my expectation aside. And so why are we sharing this here? Because we see it's good news. We see it's a place to be. It's a winning place. And we have shared this all the time. When you're looking at on passive, all you see is win. All you see is win. And you see the decision that our CEO, our executive team are making have good reason, winning reason behind it. Michael?
Yeah, you have to come as an open vessel,
Yeah.
right? That's what it is. And that's devoid of all expectations, right? Other than the expectation of winning. Okay, that you have to come with that, right? You have to believe that you're going to win. So that is always there, but you have to come as an open vessel, meaning that you can receive what is to be received, receive the good news, right? But if you come and you're already full, you just can't put any more in it. If you're a container, and once you fill up that container, like no matter how you try, nothing more is going to go inside it. Okay, so you can't come and you're already full when you come to the meeting, right? Or come to a presentation, or anything where OnPassive is concerned. Just come as an open vessel, ready to receive what information is coming towards you, and you'll benefit that much more from it, right? Because we know that everything, when it's been over 5 years for myself, Julie, and year after year, it's been better news and better news and better news and better news, to the point where now, right? Because I certainly joined for money. Let me just put it out there. I don't mince my words where that is concerned, because that's what's going to pay my bills. That's what's going to help me to be able to help my community. That's what's going to be able to help my family, and so on, right? So that's why we're here. It's a business, okay? But certainly every single year, I've seen the progress to show me that, yes, you made the right decision. It wasn't like, okay, oh boy, I think I made the wrong decision because this year is worse than the previous year. No, every year has gotten better and better and better in OnPassive, and especially now that we have our first paid product out there in the marketplace, and we're generating sales, by having users and customers and so on. It's starting to come into fruition. Everything is coming together as it was intended in the beginning, and we're starting to experience that, right? So again, more good news, right? Now, not because good news is present doesn't mean that there aren't challenges. Doesn't mean that you won't have growing pains. That's okay. You know what I mean? A mother is in labor, okay, and I can't speak to it. I can only speak what I've seen, right, or what's been shared to me, right, Julie, right? But you know what I mean? Like there's challenges that can arise. I remember her first child was born and she had jaundice, so she had to stay in the hospital, for extra few weeks, blah blah blah. Okay, but today she's 6 feet tall and and very healthy. You know what I mean? So but there's challenges come. But even though it's good news that hey, here's a newborn baby, right? It came with some challenges, okay, and we've certainly overcome all of that to where we are now. And it's the same with OnPassive. Here comes a new baby. So it will come with challenges, but it doesn't mean that it isn't a good news. It's good news because, you know, the birth, came through, right? The baby was born. That's good news. The baby's alive. That's good news. And now we're starting to see the fruits, right? We're starting to see the baby grow. And on passive is growing to the tune of over $2 million paid out in commissions thus far. That is good news, folks. Okay, a year ago we could not say this. Okay, now we can. It's factual. Okay, so again, it's more good news. So we just have to embrace, what we know now, embrace the goodness that is there, and then see how we can benefit. How can we maximize the true potential of what is offered to us, right? Because we can maximize it, folks. Okay, there's no doubt about it. There's no need for anyone to feel, lack. You know, it's all about abundance. The abundance is there for every single one of us, and it's just a matter of time. We're all not going to get to the same place. You know what I mean? At the same time, but eventually we'll all get to the same place. You know what I mean? It's like we're going on a journey, Julie, right? And you're leaving from where you're leaving. You're leaving from California. I'm leaving from Canada. We're going to New York. You know what I mean? I may get there before you because
Mhm.
it's only an hour and a half flight. You know what I mean? For you, it's like probably 5 hour flight. You know what I mean? So, but we're gonna get there, right? We're gonna get there. So that's also good news, folks. We're all gonna get there.
All roads lead to Rome. When
Or
we
Bora
were,
Bora.
yeah, yeah, or Bora Bora, yes, yes, or Greece, Centauri. No, I'm sitting here listening to what you're saying, and really everybody really needs to ask yourself a question, and this is a suggestions. I'm not really telling you what to do, but this is a suggestions, and it is a suggestions for myself too. Ask yourself a question: why do you do everything that you do? Some of us may say, I do it because I need money. I do this because I want to be able to automate things in my business. I did this because I want to learn more. I want to learn another subject. I did this because I want to get to know more people than my current circle, right? To me, I want to do this because I want to be successful in life, and successful in life could be anything, could be knowledge, could be money, could be health, could be anything. But the most important part to me is to be able to remove the worries that I have every single day, right? I have been on my own, with my husband at a time 20 years ago, some years ago, focusing on what can we do to be able to automate, to be able to have residual income for life. That's money, right? And if you have residual income for life, it will remove some of the worries, right? And we have been doing that. I have now been a single mom doing that for many years. I have not found a solution to do it until I stepped into on passive in 2019, and still didn't understand what to do at the very beginning until the little piece of puzzle. And I know I bring this up a lot on the lot of life, a little piece of puzzle Catmull had brought. And because of Catmull, I was able to not only understand on passive, but be able to use that and create and understand, and even expanding my mind to see more. And now, being in this journey together, learning from every single one of us around the world, from our CEO, from our the executive team, my brain expand out so many direction, and I love it. And to this point, there are so many things in life that I haven't learned. So many things in life that I can learn, and I can also do that because of Unpassive. So really, we have to really sit down and say, am I doing this? Why am I doing this? What is the purpose of I am spending the past years being here learning this? And now the treasure, it's only one or two steps away from it. Will you coming in and expecting to have an easy road to go certain things? They also always say this: after the storm, there's sunlight, there's flowers blooming,
Calm.
there's also calm, right? Are we prepared for it? And the question is, you got to prepare within yourself, within your heart, your soul, before the physical, the materials, or money, or anything that comes. So uh, for me, it's like that. You ask yourself, why are you doing this? Because of family? Because I want to take more courses? Because I want to travel around the world? Because I want to go to Greece? Because I want to go to Canada, visit Michael? Yes, there's a lot of because, but we do it because. And when you do it and that have a reason to do it, I think you are excited to move. But you have to see the why so clearly in order for us to do that. I said you, but I say it to myself too, because I am also a you in my conversation. So I have that opportunity to do that. And that's the reason why I'm here, and that's the reason why I am doing it. And I hope that you feel related to what I'm saying, Michael, and everyone who's watching right now.
Yeah, absolutely, Julie. You brought up a couple points: automation, Capmo. Again, good news, right? Because we know that the majority of people, whether it's in on passive, whether it's outside, it doesn't matter what company it is, but any company whereby you have to sell, the majority of people fail. Right? That's just another truth, right? Another fact. Um, People just can't sell, right? No matter what it is that they're selling, they can sell something for $1, they still can't sell it, right? It's not about the price, it's the process, right? So to be able to come into on passive and realize that there's an automated process, right? Now people saying, well, okay, why isn't everything automated right now? Because we're not there yet. Okay, we're still putting it all together, but at least we can start to, open the door a little bit. You understand, and let that first paid product out, right? And continue to work and build and create, and to put all the rest of the other pieces together, right? Until we end up with that fully automated system, right? But we need that though. The majority of people need that. Yes, there's some of us who can go out there and do it on our own, and generate a good income from that. But if you want to build true wealth, it takes a lot more than that. You can't do that by yourself. You need an army behind you, Julie. And again, another good news: we have an army behind us in on passive, right? When we look at all the heavy lifting that's been done by the company, that's incredible, because we just couldn't go out there and finance that on our own, right? It would be impossible to see, I hate to use the word regular people, but what I mean by that, like non-marketers, you know what I mean? People who can't go out there and sell, people who can't go out there, recruit and invite and share and all these things that so many people cannot do, because they really don't understand the true power of sharing, right? I believe everyone can do it, but because they don't understand it, Julie, then we have to say that no, most people, they're just unable to do that. So when you bring in a complete automated business, right, that is infused with artificial intelligence, that's going to provide targeted traffic, and as a result of automating that sales process, money is delivered on the other end by way of sales commissions from the sales of these products, right? So when we put that all together, Julie, good news, right? Because that's why all of us can win. If we didn't have that in the business model, no, majority of us would not win. Maybe 10% at the most, 20% would actually win, but a good 80% of the people would not win, right? But just the fact that the company is doing it the way they're doing it, flipping the traditional model that's out there, flipping it upside down, and making people see that yes, there's more than enough room at the top. There's
Sorry, something broke. It's okay.
okay,
It's just shocked.
right, right. So there's more than enough room at the top for all of us. That is good news, folks. And that's why we keep saying that in on passive, it's always good news. Don't run away. Here's 10 things that has been said, and then there's that one little thing, that was, oh, it was a little hiccup, oh, it was a glitch or whatever. Okay, that does not take away from the 9 good news that was delivered. You know what I mean? So we have to understand that, right? You have challenges with your banks. It's not on passive, folks. That has been proven. Okay, it has been proven without a shadow of a doubt. It has nothing to do with the company itself or its merchant, right? That isn't it. Okay, it's the banks, and but that's probably for another conversation as to why the banks are doing what they're doing. At the end of the day, right? People have a choice, to find a way, do what they need to do to make sure that they're in, so they can benefit from all the good news, Julie.
Absolutely, Michael. And just to be real, ask yourself this questions. And obviously I do ask myself too. Ask ourselves this questions. How many time in life that you have an opportunity to own a product or to own, let's say, a company, right? Where you don't have to spend the money to hire people, you don't have to pay rent, you don't have to hire technologies, you don't have to do the marketing, you don't have to do any of that. As soon as you activate the account that you have, whether or not a early birds account or whether or not you are just found out about this company called Passive, how many time in life that you get offered the opportunity to actually do that, and all it costs you is the amount that needs to activate the product, right? You don't need to pay rent, you don't need to deal with legals, you don't need to deal with government rules and regulation, you don't need to hire anything, you don't need to pay millions and millions of dollars to do advertisement, right? All you need to do is own the product, right? You actually, before you own the product, you get a chance to test it, you get a chance to love it, and then you own the product if you choose to, and no requirement, and then you get to share it and then monetize it. How beautiful and brilliant the way this business on passive is saying. And when I said own a business, I don't mean owning your own on passive, but you have the right to own the product and have the right to resell it by sharing it if that's what you choose to. Michael, I don't see anything out there that offering that, and that's what we always say. You are in it to win it. You're not just sitting on the sideline and watch it and win it, because all you can see is other people enjoying their life, earning what they wish to earn, and you're still sitting there and watch. I want to see if this is real. It is real, folks. It is real. And did you say 2 millions payout?
Well, when you log into your OES, Julie, it's real.
Yeah, you
But
get ten
anyways,
dollars first.
but absolutely though. I mean, even just that, right? Even just that. Even speaking of the $10, right? A welcome bonus. How many companies are giving you a welcome bonus? I see companies like PayPal, some of the crypto wallets. They offer you a bonus. PayPal says, hey, you know what? If you invite a friend, we're gonna give you $5. And when your friend joins, we'll give them $5 also. It's a welcome bonus, right? ONPASSIVE, gives a welcome bonus to anyone that opens up an ecosystem account, right? So even that's good news. From day one, you walk in and you see, oh, okay, I got this $10. Wow, I can use it towards any purchase that I may make in the future. Thank you very much. I'll just store that away for now, right? You have access to free products. Again, good news. You don't have to spend a dime to get in and take a look at what's going on. It's totally free, right? So you can explore and see, okay, does this really, is this something that I want to be engaged in? Is this something I want to be a part of, right? But once you understand the movement, once you understand the revolution that's going on the internet right now because of ONPASSIVE, you're going to come to that conclusion that yes, this is something that you want to be a part of. You know what I mean? You want to be a part of something that is this monumental. Absolutely, right? And so when we look at that, Julie, look at the first paid product, O Connect, right? You have an opportunity to get the best audio video conferencing platform on the planet, but not only get the best, Julie, because that usually means you're also paying a very high price for it. Okay, but you get it at the lowest possible price. of any other platform that's out there in the marketplace. Again, more good news. Everything about OnPassive is good news. There's no doubt about that. And we just want to be able to see people, live the life that they deserve to be living, Julie. Right? Think about that. People go to work, right? And sometimes, I have to pause and really think about people. You get up, right? 5:30 in the morning or whatever time you wake up. I have a friend, he wakes up 4 in the morning to go to work. 4 in the morning, right? To go to work. And by the time you come home, eat, shower, back to bed again, just to do it all over the next day. And you're doing that at least 5 times a week. Like, when do you get time to live? So you work hard for 5 days and you get to live for 2 days? Really? Like, wouldn't it be nice if it was the other way around? That you get to work hard for 2 days and you get to live, enjoy yourself for 5 days out of the 7 days. Like, wouldn't that be a better thing, Julie? Right? I have a thing that says work 1 hour daily. Okay? Work 1 hour daily. Think about that. Wouldn't it be better to work 1 hour every single day, right? Or 5 days a week? You understand? And not just the rest of the week, not just the other days, but every day you get to live life. Every day you get to enjoy 23 out of the 24 hours because you only work in 1 hour, right? So it's how we think and it's how we go about our lives to see what makes the most sense, right? What makes the most sense? Wouldn't it be nice for you and your spouse to be at home like all the time? Well, I guess unless you don't really like your spouse, right? Then you may need some time away from them, right? But you know what I mean? But wouldn't it be nice to be able to do that? Wouldn't it be nice that anytime you want to travel, take a vacation, you can do it? Okay, not to waste money, but be able to spend quality time together as a family. Like, wouldn't that be nice? When someone is in need and they call you up, you're able to assist them. Wouldn't that be nice? To create jobs for youth in the community, wouldn't that be nice? And the list goes on, Julie. That's living. So living isn't just about you. It isn't just about, oh, well, I can do this, 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 this. It's about what you're doing for others, right? What impact are you having on the lives of other people around you, right? Wouldn't it be nice to be able to do just that, right? That's what OnPassive is about, right? That's what it's about. And again, good news, not just good news for you and your family, but good news for your community, good news for your country, good news for the globe, because we're in over 200 countries around the world. So the same good news is being spread all over, Julie. And so many have jumped in, right? And they're aligning themselves with us to share the good news to the rest of the people, because it is just that. It is good news.
Absolutely, Michael. I don't know if you heard about this, but there's this individual who separated 24 hours into three. So the first part is the 8 hours. So 8 hours sleeping,
Mhm,
right? 8 hours sleeping and 8 hours are for working. And then
mhm,
the rest of the eight, spread it out into family, friends, health, wellness, workout. Imagine that you can scratch that 8 hours of working into 8 hours of charity, lifting up humanity.
mhm,
How about that 8 hours you can actually take your friends, your family, come along with you, right?
mhm,
Imagine that. And who would give you that opportunity for you to scratch that 8 hours of working in charities work, in lifting up humanity, or traveling around the world and change one person at a time? So I, I mean, there's win, 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 win all around. You got 8 hours of sleeping without worrying, right? We all have we had a full 8 hours sleeping without waking up panicking? Oh my gosh, I missed my job. Or, oh my gosh, I missed this meeting. I have to clock in, log out, clock out. I've shared this story before. My brother's neighbor worked all his life. The night that he's supposed to have a retirement party, went in the shower, passed out, and passed away. Which would any of us want to be in that position?
mhm,
I doubt that. Would all of us ask ourselves, Is my life, my current situation right now, has any kind of quality to it? Or is it wake up, rush out of the door, rush through the traffic, clock in, clock out, and had somebody watch over yourself, or had someone else pitching the goal to make them rich instead of your wealth, and then go home, traffic, don't even want to be talking to families, or don't even want to be part of it, just want to sit in front of the TV and watching, relaxing. Is that quality of life? I doubt that. How many of us have gone through that life? I bet every single one of us. And now there is an opportunity, as on passive is giving us to us that opportunity. All we have to do is know what it is that you are loving. Know what it is about on passive. Even if we get to know 10%, which we all did. We all started at one point where we had no clue what's going on. All we known at that time was a vision. But now, because of the development, because of the transparent of our CEO, because of his leadership, we all get to understand on passive a little bit more. And as many of us who stay plugged in with the information and stay open up our mind and our heart to accept the informations that we receive, how much have we ourselves have created a business or multi-business in our mind and on paper? I bet Michael probably has it all written down of how he wanted to take this, and I am too. And I'm working on it, continue. And how many of us see ourselves in the next 5 years going to change a country? I bet many of us have already had that thought in mind and have already worked on the plan to execute it in the next few years.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Mhm. I mean, Canada is easy because there's only 40 million of us here. So, we don't have to worry about 340 million, Julie. But here's easy. It's only 40 mil. Right. But you're absolutely so right. Right. Can you imagine, you go to bed at, I don't know, say 12 o'clock. I mean, I don't like going to bed early. So you go to bed at 12 o'clock, right? You wake up at 8 o'clock. You get 1 hour of work done, right? And now the rest of the 15 hours is all yours, right? You have 15 hours in the day to do whatever it is that you want to do. Go for a walk, go exercise, go have lunch wherever. You know what I mean? There's a difference. Work is what's killing a lot of people, right? In the sense of that's all they do. They just work and work and work and work and work. And usually you're doing that because there's a lot of stress involved. When you look at marriages, I think there's some like 2 million marriages, file for bankruptcy each year, right? And as a result of that, around 80% of them end up in divorce, right? Again, because of financial problems. It's not a good thing, right? It's not a good thing to be having financial difficulties, and it doesn't have to be, right? Your boss that you work for right now could actually pay you more money. They just choose not to. You know what I mean? They can actually make you work less hours. They just choose not to, right? Because the more hours you work is the more money they make, right? They're not really concerned about what they're paying you because what they're paying you is next to nothing, right? Compared to what they're making. You understand? So things don't have to be the way it is because maybe all you need is an extra $500 a month. Maybe that's all you need to come in to be able to, make things a lot better, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that you need twice your paycheck. Usually for most people, that's not the case, right? So the reality is that there's so many around that can do better. They just choose not to, right? On passive comes along and says, you know what? There is a better way. And because we know that there is a better way, well, let's just be better, right? Let's be better. Let's do better, right? Because we can, right? And the same goes for you that when you get your newfound wealth, okay, because you should be doing better, then do better, right? Actually be that force, right? That's going to be there to help uplift, humanity. Why not? because you can't do it. Once you're taken care of, my wife, we're talking the other day. I think Jay-Z bought like a $200 million home. That's just one of his homes. Like, what is that? $200 million? Are you kidding me? Are you telling me that he couldn't have done well with a $50 million home? So he has 150 million that he could have been using to help, right? And I'm not saying that he doesn't help people, but he could be doing a lot more than what he does, is my point. $200 million? Come on now, folks. You know what I mean? And you have people, oh, my car collection is $3 million. $3 million for your car collection because you want to own a Bugatti and a few other vehicles. You know what I mean? Is that really necessary? It doesn't mean that you can't drive a nice vehicle. Of course you can. But you don't need a collection of $3 million worth of vehicles. You don't. Right? If you want to go ahead and drive a nice Bentley, $500,000, okay, so be it. But that still leaves you with 2.5 million that you could be using to help other people. You know what I mean? Create jobs and so on, right? That's
Yes.
what I mean when there's so much in this world. Things don't have to be the way they are. One person don't need to be worth $200 billion. Why? You tell me that they can't live the exact same lifestyle on half of that? Of course they can. They still be sitting on 100 bill. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about, folks. Somebody's worth $10 million and they got a $10 million home. You know what I mean? Again, not taking anything away from people because they've worked hard for what they've done. Not doing that at all, right? But when we look at what people are worth and what they're actually doing out there, in the public to help others, there's a disconnect. You know what I mean? It doesn't add up, right? You shouldn't be giving away 1%, of $100 billion, like 1%. You still got 99% left, right? You can't spend that in your lifetime. You know what I mean? But why not, while you're alive, see the good that you're doing? You know what I mean? By maximizing the good that you're doing while you're alive. When you're dead and gone, you don't know what people are going to do with what you left them with. You have no clue, right? So while you're alive, see to it, that you can do a lot of good. That's the spirit of ONPASSIVE. The spirit of ONPASSIVE is to, okay, let's put something together, a business that is legal, ethical, all of that stuff, that's going to give you the opportunity, give you the ability to maximize the goodness that you can do. That is good news, folks. That is good news. It's not a company that's taken from you, pulling from you, sucking your life up. Not at all. But the company is giving you back your life. It's saying, hey, here's a handout. Not a hand out, but a hand up. Okay? We're here to uplift you. That's what this company is doing. That is good news for you and for me, for all of us, right? And the rest of humanity. Julie?
Absolutely. Wow. You know, we talking about Jay-Z, we talking about all these people have millions of dollars. Let me bring it really down to the smallest amount, okay? Could be a piece of paper with a message on it. Imagine, I don't know if any of us here who have go out to the local grocery store at night, pretty late hours, 8, 10, 9, whatever. And if you see some of the people that work at the grocery, especially when you go out there and you see a 69, 70 years old man or woman working late night because they have to. And if you were an individual who sees that, and if that hurts your heart or if that pulled your heartstring, just go out there and see it in the evening. And that's your local grocery store, either late night or early morning. And if you have a message or if you hand it something that you feel that may help the individuals, and if you do that, watch the reaction of that individual. So watch their smile, watch their eyes. Boy, that's satisfied. That is the satisfaction right there. We don't need to do, give millions or change the world to do that. And that's what we're saying. Do it one person at a time. Go to the local store, go see someone on the street, or just your smile basically would do that. And so unpassive is the movement. Unpassive is the movement, and it is going to change. And what did our CEO say last time? In the next 5 years, we're going to see those changes. And it does take every single one of us, every single one of us, no matter where we are. We will put our hand in and contribute to that change. And whether or not money, whether or not effort, whether or not your inspirations, the way we live in our own life, I believe that will change. It doesn't, I don't think, you know, 5 years, maybe within a year, we're going to see that happen in a small scale. But on passive is the movement. And I'm blessed and I'm honored to be part of it.
For sure. It is a blessing. You know, this company came along at the right time, right?
Absolutely.
At the right time, Julie. You know, we spent many years, trying to help as many people as possible, to be in a position whereby money is no longer an issue, and as I look at on passive, that's exactly what I see, right? I see where people can finally have the dignity, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that they should have, you know what I mean? When we look at people, by the time they retire at age 65, Julie, most people don't even have $40,000 in the bank account. But this is after working for 40 years.
Yeah.
Like, we're not talking about a student just finishing school. We're talking about someone who's gone through for 40 years,
Mm-hmm.
right? And at the end, nothing to show for it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, really? Because you can't live on $40,000.
Mm.
When you break it down and you start to think of, even during your retirement years, you still got to pay income tax, right? At least in America and Canada, anyways, right? You got to pay income tax, and that's not just it. There's usually some sort of insurance involved, whether you're still paying for car insurance, property insurance, life insurance, right, and so on. So you got money, still got to take some of that retirement money has to go towards that, right? And by the time when you look at everything, what's left over? It's a tiny percent that is left over for you. Can you live on that? Can you live on that small percentage that is there, right? If you're putting in your seniors into these old age homes and what have you, they cost money. They're not cheap.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like you're spending all your money there. Like, you're just not living life, folks. That's just the bottom line. You're just not. So you want to be able to put yourself in a position, and it doesn't take long. Being it on passive versus being at your job for 40 is night and day, right? You're here on a 1 year, maybe 5 year max program, let's say. You know what I mean? To really solidify your financial freedom, okay? As opposed to working at that job 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20, 30, 40, 45, even 50 years, Julie. Some
Mm-hmm.
people have been working and still can't see their way out. You know what I mean? That's not good. That's not a good model, right? How is that a good model? It just isn't. They push you, go to school, get that piece of paper, go get a good job. And you do that, and you still can't succeed in life. How does that make sense? And then we don't look at our parents and see what they've gone through, and well, okay, I'm going to do better than my parents. And yet, what's happening today is that these kids are coming back home to their parents, Julie. They're coming back home after school. They can't get a job, right? They can't afford to be out there on their own, so they have to live at home. You know what I mean? So much has been told to people, and people are buying into this nonsense and not realizing that, no, you need to be a business owner. You need to own your own business, right? That's what ONPASSIVE is giving you. It's a gift. They're giving you this gift that you can pretty much control your bank balance. You can control that. That's what ONPASSIVE is giving you, so that you can live where you want to live. Maybe you're in a bad environment. So should you stay in that bad environment for the rest of your life? Or can you relocate? You know what I mean? So much can be done, folks, but you have to have access. You have to have the resource. And OnPassive is giving you just that. All you have to do is take it, hold it, embrace it, right? Cherish it. Do what you need to do to make sure you've positioned yourself for greatness, because OnPassive is giving you that ability to be great. So that when you're great, what will you do? You'll do great things. You will do great things. All right?
Yeah, absolutely. So let's wrap this up. I know we brought up a lot of points today, and a lot has to do with lift up humanity. But for a lot of people who are not traveling this same journey with us in the past years or past months or whatever, OnPassive is not a charity company. Okay, OnPassive is an technology company that powered by AI, focusing on creating platform tools and services that actually help every single one, whether or not you are a business owner or an individual, whether or not you have talent or knowledge about AI or technology or not, OnPassive creating the tools that everybody can use, easy, streamlined, and cut a lot of the middle part, or a lot of, put everything in one umbrella, right? Whatever you need is in OnPassive. And I love the fact that you talk that you bring up OConnect, which is one of our paid product coming up, which we're going to talk a lot more about OConnect next week. But we want to wrap this up today, because the meaning of this whole entire discussion today is OnPassive always bring good news. And we, Michael and I here, have brought a lot of those here. And there's a lot more that we haven't brought up. And so let's just embrace this movement and embrace this moment as well, because you are in it to win it. And if you are not in, just there is reach out to anybody to be in.
Listen, Julie, I have seen miracles after miracles in my life,
Yeah.
right? Like so many times. And I'm literally going to write a book about it at some point. So many times. And OnPassive is exactly that, right? OnPassive is exactly that. It's another miracle in my life,
Mm-hmm.
right? It will afford me to do the things that I couldn't have done before, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to, like, that's just factual. It's going to help me take care of some things that I couldn't have taken care of before, right? It's going to help me help some folks that I couldn't have helped before,
Absolutely.
right? That's what OnPassive is doing, right? And we have to see it for what it is, right? But we have to open our eyes. You know what I mean? If you need to go wash your face or something, you know, if you need to put some eye drops in, do what you need to do so that your eyes are open, that you can actually see what OnPassive is.
It's
Right? It is a miracle, folks. It's a miracle, because no other company I've been affiliated with, no other company was able to help every single person. None. Zero. Zilch. And yet this company OnPassive is doing just that. Just that. So folks, get ready. Get ready, because it's always good news when it comes to OnPassive.
That's it, everyone. It's a wrap for today. Thank you so much for being here, and God bless you. And open your arms, your mind, your heart. Good news is coming. And good news are already here. Remember, it's always good news. Thanks so much for being here, everyone. We appreciate you. Take care.
Thank you.